she was a Marxist, she was a communist, so you can feel that understanding of like she says at one stage the men are defined by their relationship to the means of production, Marxist analysis, whereas women are defined by their relationship to the man that they're owned by or controlled by, and they're defined in a completely different way. Their relationship to society is completely different to the man in their class. She talks a lot about class. She talks about how the women of the richer classes, elite women, experience patriarchy very differently because they're given lots of privileges because they're linked up to the man, a rich man, but that can be taken away from them. So they're sort of all the more keen to be bought into the patriarchy and go along with it. And she's not that explicit about it, but I think that that's her sort of, I mean, maybe she is a bit, but she's sort of saying that there are a lot of women who it was worth it because they got a lot of benefits by being attached to a man, a rich man, and they experienced it differently. And then she talks about poorer women and slave women just having absolutely the most horrific experience. So that's sort of really interesting, and she's quite Marxist in that term. But then she puts in all the feminists, the sort of rad femme, or our understanding of the importance of our bodies and how we're exploited on the basis of being women, and that all women have that relationship to society. So she's sort of, there are loads of angles of her analysis which are very good.
I was going to say that again, that it makes it even more impressive, the book as an accomplishment in a sense, right? Because that would have been so heterodox for a communist or for a Marxist, right? Because that's an absolute betrayal of the idea that class is the fundamental unit, or class is fundamental in the sense that they meant class, right, as like primarily economic tiers. She's completely denying that, right? Because she's saying even when you look within any given class grouping, you're going to find sex differences. And then by saying the very first class distinction was actually sex-based, like when we have the first slaves or we have the first domination relationships just over foreigners, right? Because that's the roaming and conquering. That's so heterodox, right? Against what the like, I mean, what they were thinking at the time, and then even what the like Marxist feminists were trying to do coming out of the second wave. Like, I don't know, I guess I'm just trying to say, wow, like that, because that is such a, that's a rad femme move, I would have thought. Like whether she's technically a rad femme or not, that is the move.